In this video, you will learn about how to incorporate a company in the United States to run your e-commerce and dropshipping business properly. One of the most common questions we get from our new users is about how to set up a dropshipping business in the USA if you are not there and you are not an USA citizen. That's why we decided to make this video for all of you out there wanting to know how they can make this happen. So, this next video is for you if you are a non-USA citizen and want to work with USA dropshippers. You want to get USA payment processing or maybe open a US bank account for your business. Or you want to start an e-commerce dropshipping business in the USA and you are living overseas. So let's get started and see you after the intro. Now, why do you need to incorporate a company? Why not just quickly create an online store and start selling right away? Well, most of the time beginners think they just need a store and some products to start selling. They are focused on making money right away, and they miss important details like actually run a reliable, legal and scalable business. Dropshipping is easy, but not that easy. Before anything else, you need your business to be legal and compliant so you can start receiving payments, pay taxes, work with good B2B suppliers, and so on. These are the three main reasons why you need to set up a business properly and incorporate a company first. 1. You need to receive payments from customers, and for that you need to work with payment processors like Stripe, PayPal, Adyen, Square. These companies don't work with random individuals. They all require you to have an incorporated company and be compliant with their terms and conditions. How strange would it be for someone to send you money to your personal PayPal or bank account? Would you trust an online store that has a PayPal email account like this or this? We don't think so. 2. Top suppliers work only with companies. All these suppliers don't work with random individuals. Sure, you can dropship from a website like AliExpress where the suppliers don't care who is buying their products and the service quality is very low. But that's not the type of dropshipping we are promoting here. Real wholesale and dropshipping suppliers that offer huge discounts and high-quality products require you to have a company and a sales license, a tax ID or an IN number. So, if you want to work with the best suppliers from the USA and dropship only high-quality products, you need to incorporate a company in the USA. There is just no other way. 3. If you want to be on the legal side and build a 100% sustainable and scalable business, you need to register as a company in order to pay the taxes the most efficient way. That's the right way to do it, especially if you are a non-US citizen and you want to dropship in the USA. You don't want to get sued or get into legal and financial issues with the IRS overnight. Now, let's see what are the steps you need to follow in order to incorporate a company in the USA as a non-USA citizen. At the end of the video, we will also give you some recommendations about how to set up your company with no struggle by using a third-party company that does everything for you. Step 1. Choose the right USA legal entity. If you want to open a dropshipping business in the USA as a non-resident, you can choose between having an LLC or a C corporation. LLC, which stands for Limited Liability Company, is the preferred choice because it's easy to set up. It's flexible, has no corporate taxes or limitations on the people involved, and it can be run by its members. In the end, it all comes down to how you want to be taxed, and an LLC is the most convenient way to go. If you are not sure which way to go, we recommend that you take your time and read on the subject on Google and consult a USA tax specialist. Over this video, we will be showing how you to set up an LLC in the USA, as is the most common choice. Step 2. Select your state. As your dropshipping business won't have a physical location anywhere in the USA, you have the freedom to open an LLC in any state. Most companies that provide this type of service recommend forming a company in Delaware or Wyoming, as they are the incorporation-friendly states in the USA. These can mean 0% income taxes on profits, among other things. Typically, Delaware is often the choice for larger companies, and Wyoming is the go-to place for startups and small businesses, but both can be great for an online dropshipping business. Step 3. Name your LLC. Choosing a name for your LLC company is an important step. Your company's name must be unique, represent your business, and describe what you do. Once you choose a few options for your LLC name, Remember to check if other companies aren't already using those names. Check on Google, social media, and the business database of the state you chose. Step 4. Appoint a registered agent. You need to have a registered agent to receive important documents from the state, such as tax forms or other government correspondence. Your registered agent can be a person or a registered agent service. Essentially, a registered agent acts as a reliable point of contact for your LLC. You can't be your registered agent as you don't have a physical street address in the USA, so you will need to choose a specialized third-party business as your registered agent. Later on, we will also recommend a few popular companies that can help set up an LLC company in the USA. These companies can also be your appointed registered agent. Step 5. File your LLC with the state. Often called articles of organization, its purpose is to have the state formally recognize your company. You will need to provide some basic information about your business and its owners. To find out the exact details of what you need to fill in, you need to check the Secretary of State's website. Most of the time, you need to fill in the basic information about the LLC and its members, such as the LLC name and mailing address and the registered agent's name and address. You might also be asked to state the purpose of the LLC and list any current LLC members or managers, among other things. If this sounds too complicated and you have no idea how to deal with this, don't worry. The third-party companies that we are going to recommend at the end of the video will do this for you as well. Step 6. Create an LLC operating agreement. You are not required to have an operating agreement in every state, but it's always a smart move to have one. This is a legally binding document, an operating agreement that defines key operational aspects of your LLC such as ownership percentages, responsibilities, voting power, and a succession plan if an owner decides to leave the business. An operating agreement can prevent any future miscommunication and ownership disputes as it clearly explains how the LLC should be run. Step 7. Get an EIN number. The last step is registering your LLC with the federal government by applying for an employer identification number. You should know it's free to apply for it and is required to have one if your LLC has multiple partners or employees. Essentially, the EIN is a federal tax ID number that functions as a social security number for your business. Having an EIN allows your business to open a bank account and apply for bank loans, hire employees, pay taxes, and more. These are the most important steps that you need to follow in order to incorporate a LLC company in the United States. But as we mentioned earlier in the video, there are many third-party companies that can do this for you, especially if you are non-US citizen, because that's where the process gets really complicated if you don't know what you are doing. Many companies are offering this type of service, making it as easy as possible for you to set up a USA business from the comfort of your home. This means you don't need to worry about traveling to the USA and presenting official documents. You can do everything online, even submitting all your corporate information. You don't need to have a social security number, an US address, or even a national phone number. Keep in mind that the process can take around 1 to 3 weeks and can cost between $200 and $1,000 depending on the US state you register and what additional options you may choose. Here are some of the top companies that provide this type of LLC formation service. You can also find the links to these companies in the description below, in case you want to check them out after the video. Now the logical question probably is, how much do these companies charge for their services? First of all, you will need to pay a mandatory filing fee that will go to the state you choose, for example Delaware or Wyoming. Then you should know that the processing time is usually 10-15 days, but if you want it faster you have to pay an additional fee, $50 for 4-9 days, and approximately $100 for 1-3 days processing time. On top of that, every LLC formation company charges a preparation and filing fee that usually is between $100 and $150. And if you also want an EIN number, the cost is around $50 to $80. You can also get it for yourself online via live chat directly on the IRS website. But in order to do that, you need to have an existing SSN, an ITIN, or an EIN, and you probably don't have any of that as you are not a USA citizen. We will talk more about this in a future video dedicated to the EIN number. One last thing that you will need to pay, and it's also mandatory as we mentioned earlier in this video, is the registered agent service, which costs around $100 to $150 a year. So as you can see, the final cost depends on all the services and add-ons that the plan you choose might include, like mail forwarding for example. We hope this video helped you understand why it's important to incorporate a company before launching your dropshipping business in the USA, and also what are the steps you need to follow to make that happen. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions about this video, feel free to ask them below. Also leave us a comment and let us know what you would like to see in our next videos. Until next time, happy dropshipping!